You may have experienced this, and he is calling you out to break you free from what you thought you was held bound by. And so this is for you, my love. Today we're talking about dealing with prejudice. There was a time where people would judge me based off if I have on makeup or I don't have on makeup, or if I have on the trendy clothing, that everybody wears, and versus if I have on just regular clothes, and they will treat me different. It's a difference. It's a big difference, and when I wear makeup, people will be attracted to me. Or versus when I didn't wear makeup, people will treat me funny, treat me wrong. When I wear popular outfits or the trending outfits, people will, look at me up and down, but they will be attracted to me, or they will show signs of envy or jealousy. Versus if I was to wear, we'll say normal clothes, or clothes that people wouldn't, wear, and then they will mug me or overlook me or look down on me. There were times where people would help me if I looked attractive, if I looked good in their eyes, because they're looking at the outer appearance and not looking at the inside. Remember, God looks at the inside and man looks at the outer appearance. So people wouldn't help me because of how I looked. But if I didn't look attractive, if I looked it torn down or broken down, they would help me. But God is saying we can't do that, because you're judging a book by its cover. And God uses people. You don't know who you will have an encounter with because of how your heart is set up, because of your heart posture. And this goes back to God will use people or bring people in front of you, and you would not know that he or she was sent by God because of your heart is not in the right place. There was a time where I had to rob Peter to pay Paul. I had to borrow money from someone else that I borrow money from to pay the person I borrow money from. And they call it robbing Peter to pay Paul. There are some people out there who really needs help. And you can't judge them based off their looks. You can't judge them based off how you feel a person should look. You can't decide, I'm going to help them because they look torn down or look broken down. Versus, I'm not going to help them because look at what they have on. Look at how they look. Look at how they dress. They got money. They got it all. And that's not true. You don't know what a person is going through. You don't know what a person is experiencing. You don't know what transition has transpired in someone's life. You don't know what phase of life someone may be going through. And so we cannot judge a book by its cover, by the way they look. You have people who really needs help. And that's why God said, when I was naked, you clothed me. When I was sick, you came and visited me. When I was in prison, you came to me. You don't know who God is using in this season for you. And remember, I talked about this in previous videos. It can be a test to see where your heart is. And you don't know who God is using. I was reading in the book of John. In the book of John, people was looking at John as if John was the one who was doing everything. John was the one who is, the top notch. John was the one who had it all, who doing all the miracle signs and wonder. And John was like, hold on, y'all got it twisted. They was overlooking Jesus when Jesus was coming in the crowd. They was overlooking him, and John stopped. He was like, hold on, cause y'all putting some on me. And I'm just somebody that's with a voice yelling in the wilderness. He said, make straight the path for the Lord. And so when Jesus was coming through, John said, this is the person who is after me. And he said, I'm not even worthy to untie the strap off his sandals. So he's letting them know, y'all got it twisted. He is the one. He is the God of Lamb. He let it be known who Jesus was. Like, he is the one. This is the one. The preeminent one. And so, let me tell you this. Jesus, he wasn't going around letting people know, oh, I'm this, I'm that, He had people who was attracted to him for him. He wasn't going around, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do signs and wonders and miracles. No. He was letting people know he was sent. He was appointed to be here. Because Jesus showed up in areas where people needed help. He didn't care about what he had on. He didn't care about how he looked. And people was trying to put a name on him by the way he dressed, by the way he looked. People was trying to place a name on him. They was trying to tell him who he is. Jesus, he did more showing than talking. He was going around fulfilling his mission. He wasn't going around seeking attention. He wasn't going around trying to make it known who he was, because he knew deep down inside who sent him. Jesus knew his position inside. He knew what God told him. Jesus wasn't even accepted by his own people. So don't be afraid if you're not accepted by your own people. It's okay. I was one that was not accepted by my own people. Yes, it hurts, but you got to keep going. Some people can't go. And we can't drag people with us because it will bring us down. We wouldn't be operating on the level that God has told us to operate on because we are trying to stoop down to someone else's level to make them happy. And that's when we become, remember Apostle Paul said, do not be ignorant. And that's why God tells us to examine ourselves. Don't be afraid to check yourself. Don't be afraid to judge yourself. Because when we do that, we are allowing God to take care of us. Because we have this tendency to judge others in society. but we should judge ourselves. We have to examine ourselves. We have to check ourselves periodically. That's how you gain confidence and boldness. God can trust you with those things, but be careful, because you can't let pride slip in. You can't let arrogance slip in. This goes back to when people are raised up, when they make it to the top, they perish and fall down because they feel like they don't need Jesus' help. And we need Jesus' help every day. You can't get to the top and look down on people. You can't get to the top and treat people wrong. You can't get to the top and act as if you don't need Jesus. Jesus is the one who put you in that position. And he said, if you forget him, he will surely destroy you. He does not like pride or arrogance. God is a God of love. And so God don't want us to judge one another by their cover of their book. You can be encountering an angel that is sent by God. No matter what they have on, no matter what they look like. And let's continue to have an open heart, a pure heart. Because remember, God will test us. He will test us. God is getting ready to do something for you. God is getting ready to shift things around for you. God is getting ready to promote you. God is getting ready to take you to another level. But you got to be tested first. He has to see consistency. He has to see commitment. He has to see your character, the authentic version. Remember, God only accepts realness. You can't play with him. You got it. You're going to be just fine. Examine your own self. And when you examine your own self, dig down deep. Dig into those dirty rooms. We talked about that in previous videos. Get those things out. Declutter. Ask God to come in and clean it up. Ask him how to show you how to do this. How to be brand new in here. How to be refreshed in here. How I can have a loving and caring heart, a sincere heart, a kind heart. Remember, the change starts with you. Again, we're talking about dealing with prejudice. Have a good one, everyone.